Hello everyone and welcome to Update 6 on what is Typhoon Kammuri with winds of 85 miles per hour and a pressure of 972 millibars. Due to no visible appearance of an eye really forming just yet, that's what we're giving it, still maintaining, although it is beginning to intensify again. That pressure is getting lower, especially significantly lower since the previous update, and you can see those negative 100 degrees Celsius cloud tops on Kammuri, extremely impressive. 14.1 degrees north, 136.2 degrees east, that's the latitude and longitude as of 11 o'clock. Philippine time on November the 30th. So as you can see for Gigmodo Philippines, they are getting a stage 7 projection on the CDPS. This has been what we've been running with for a while now. Wind speeds up to 150 miles per hour is what's currently projected. Rainfall up to 15 inches. Storm size being quite significant, and the overall threat to land is pretty extensive. You can see a stage 7, that means catastrophic impacts are possible, unfortunately, and it looks like that is what we're going to be seeing as the storm does begin to strengthen over the next few days. Here it is right now with the wind field. You can see the wind field really favoring that northwestern quadrant, having the largest wind field. Again, the damage potential is catastrophic as this typhoon does move through the Philippines. So how far away is it from the Philippines? Well, from Gigmodo, it is 742 miles away. From Dayet, 835 miles away. From Infanta, 928 miles away. From Lipa City, 959 miles away. And from Manila, 974 miles away. So here are the current alerts. There are no alerts in effect at the Philippines at this time, although Pagasa has said that there is a slight chance, actually a pretty good chance by tomorrow night, of some Signal 1 warnings being in effect for the Philippines. So that's definitely something to keep an eye on, as warnings are likely to be issued tomorrow according to Pagasa. So your sea surface temperatures looking excellent for the storm right now, 29 to 30 degrees Celsius, very impressive to say the least, as this does move towards the Philippines. Definitely a dangerous sight to see, and the JTWC agrees, it's strengthening up to 95 knots possible. That's up to 115 miles an hour. A major typhoon is likely to strike the Philippines, according to the JTWC. Force 13 is projecting a more intense typhoon than what the JTWC is. For more information on what we think, a cone of uncertainty will be released an hour after this update is, and you can see that by checking out our social media outlets. So here are the chances of tropical storm force winds for Gigmodo, 75%, for Dayet, 63%, for Infanta, 57%, for Lipa City, 50%, and for Manila, 49%. So, again, those chances are climbing substantially and will continue to climb over the next few days as more certainty is given on what locations will get struck by this typhoon. So here are the models right now. The GFS and HWRF both taking this up to Category 4, CTCX taking it up to Category 3, JTWC just barely having it touch Category 3 right now, although Force 13 disagrees, we think it'll get more intense than that. So here's wind shear. Wind shear's going to get pretty dang low, especially tomorrow. That's really going to be when it has its best chance to strengthen before shear does begin to rise again. It does get pretty high towards the end of the forecast period after it makes landfall in the Philippines. Sea surface temperatures are going to look good as well. Relative humidity shouldn't be much of a problem for the storm. There's now pretty good consensus about where this storm is going to go, with it going somewhere in between around where Manila is latitude-wise to around Cebu City, well north of there. But you can see generally the model consensus. So here's satellite imagery. You can see a very impressive swath of minus 90s at the beginning. Towards the end that goes away, but we see this really big tail of convection that begins to form near the center of circulation, with negative 100s being consistent throughout the past 4 frames or so. That's pretty crazy to me. That's some of the most impressive convection I've ever seen. And some of us are speculating this could be rapid intensification. We'll see. More updates to come. You can check us out there. Thank you so much for watching. You can follow our outlets. First of all, the website, force13.com, with new articles coming out all the time for your reading pleasure about all things weather. YouTube.com/force13 with our tropical weather bulletins, animations, and tropical updates. You can also find us on Facebook with more information on those things. And then also on Twitter. We have the US branches and AU branches on there as well, but you can see the URL below. Teespring.com/store/force13. That's where you can find things like the Smug Mug to buy. And finally, the Patreon. Patreon.com/force13, where you can support the project and help it become even better.